So there I am, minding my own business. I look down at my phone, and they randomly just decide to announce the Tomb Raider Remastered 4 to 6 collection. And of course, I race to my PC here because I can see there's a trailer. I haven't actually seen the trailer so far. I'm going to watch it, I'm going to react to it, I'm going to give my thoughts on it, what I thought of the previous remastered trilogy, and just give my general thoughts and a bit of love to Tomb Raider because this series is very, very important to me. So let's watch this. I genuinely have no idea what to expect here. Oh, the Tomb Raider music always hits so hard.
Time to put things right.
It is time to put things right. Oh, look at the transition. It looks so good. Oh, look at it. It just looks so good. Oh, the lighting as well is so much better. 4, 5, and 6. Yes, I'm genuinely surprised they're putting Angel of Darkness in this.
Got a feeling this isn't quite what it seems.
That's Chronicles. That's Last Revelation.
Give a girl a break.
You've had a long break, Lara. It's time to get making games again. This looks so amazing. So they're doing this release on February 14th, which is Lara Croft's in-game birthday. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So they just randomly dropped this out of nowhere. There was no sort of warning this was coming. It's just there, and I'm so happy. Like, in case you can't tell from the tone of my voice, classic Tomb Raider is so dear and so near to my heart. We can see from the trailer that it's going to get pretty much the same treatment that the previous remastered trilogy of Tomb Raider got, and I'm not complaining about that at all. There's a lot of fun little things in that remastered trilogy that just make going back and experiencing Tomb Raider that much more enjoyable in the modern era, and that was something that was not super easy to do for a long time, because for some bizarre reason the old Tomb Raider games have kind of been treated like the awkward relative, and they've been sort of hidden away for a long time. The only way you could really experience the classic Tomb Raider games was to go and buy the GOG versions, which they re-released in the 2010s, and even those were not particularly great. They were just sort of straight re-releases that worked in the modern Windows. So these remasters, bringing all the quality of life improvements, making all the little adjustments, and just making the experience overall more fun, is so needed for those early games. The thing that fascinates me about all of this is, what are they going to do with Angel of Darkness? Do they just re-release it as was? Do they put it out as a half-finished product, and do they just go, well, this is the game that people played, so you're getting it remastered? Or do they actually make tweaks and go in and sort of try to refine that experience? I have seen a lot of Tomb Raider fans saying in recent years, Angel of Darkness really isn't that bad, if you can sort of work around all the awkward controls and such. So I'm going to be very interested to dive in and to play Angel of Darkness in particular, because I think that's the one that could really get the best appraisal out of this. Do I think it's going to be a completely redefined experience? Absolutely not. I think they're just going to go in, nip and tuck it, they're going to sort of make sure everything works as intended, and then I think what gamers will get is the best version of what was a very rough game. It's important as well to be realistic about what to expect from this trilogy. We can't expect them to go in and to fix a game that was fundamentally flawed from the ground up. I think it's important to put the game out there as was, and to basically say this is where the series was heading, and obviously it never got to be fully realised. As for The Last Revelations and Chronicles, like I mentioned earlier, I played The Last Revelations quite a bit back in the day. I was not the biggest fan of it. I prefer the original trilogy of Tomb Raider games, but at the same time, by that point, I was kind of a bit jaded by the Tomb Raider franchise, and I was playing other games, so playing The Last Revelations was never really top of my priority list. And then of course with Chronicles, I think I may have played like the first level or two. There's obviously no expansions for these two, so unlike with the original trilogy, there's no expansion or gold packs listed. So it is basically going to be a straight remaster of those games, and that's totally fine. Again, all I want from this is for these games to get the same care and attention that the original free games got. Those remastered games were so good because you could customize the experience however you wanted. If you wanted to play with the original tank controls, you could play with the tank controls. If you wanted to play with the modern controls, you could do that on the fly. If you wanted to play with the old graphics, there they were, just one button press away. It was an experience that you could customize to your liking, and I love that that was given to Tomb Raider fans after years of being handed almost nothing by the developers. That remastered trilogy of Tomb Raider games is the bar for how developers should be handling their classic games. It's an experience that's customizable and allows people to enjoy what made the game so wonderful in the first place, while also bringing them forward and allowing newcomers to make the experience something that they want to play through. When a remastered package that good lands, everyone wins. I'm going to be completely honest, I am so excited for this. Like, as I'm talking about these games, I just want to go and play them. Like, that's how much I really want to experience these games. And it's so nice, like I said, that you're going to be able to have all 6 of these games in a consistent and remastered state that allows new people to come in and to experience them in their best form. Because, like I mentioned earlier on, it's not been easy to go back and experience these games on PC, and impossible on consoles because they just have not been re-released onto consoles since the original PlayStation on PS2 for Angel of Darkness. I'm just super happy because as a fan of classic Tomb Raider games, it's always been very hard to be a fan of classic Tomb Raider games because a lot of the discussion around these games has been very much muddied by people going back, experiencing those GOG versions which are not super well optimized, and just complaining that the games are boring, they don't control well, they don't look good, they just weren't great in the first place. And it doesn't help that the developers Crystal Dynamic and the publishers Square Enix back in the day didn't really appreciate what they had in their hands. They had some of the best PlayStation 1 games in their hands, and instead of trying to bring that to modern audiences, they seemed almost ashamed of those classic Tomb Raider games, going as far out of their way to just basically not acknowledge them with the modern games. The modern games, as far as they were concerned, were the only Tomb Raider experience they wanted to push. I'm not dunking on the new Tomb Raider games, I think they're fine for what they are, but for me personally, as a fan of these classic Tomb Raider games, this is Tomb Raider for me. This is the experience that I want to have, and being able to access these easily across modern consoles without having to worry about compatibility issues or trying to spend an hour getting a controller working is just amazing. And this may sound like I'm dunking on Crystal Dynamics, it may sound like I'm dunking on Square Enix, but at the end of the day, as a fan of classic Tomb Raider games, I've been very frustrated, and I feel that from the community. When I look around at other Tomb Raider videos, there's a lot of frustration at the way that these games have been handled. So for me, getting this remastered trilogy is so important. I don't want to turn this into anything negative. What we've seen in the trailer is super exciting. There's not much shown off, but at the end of the day, I'm just happy that I will have the opportunity, and many other people will have the opportunity to have their first experiences with these classic Tomb Raider games and be able to appraise them in the way that I feel they deserve to be seen. So yes, I am very hyped for this, I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to give Angel of Darkness another chance, and let's see what they do with it. Let's see if they can make it an experience that's actually worth trying. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you even slightly hyped for this Tomb Raider Remastered trilogy? Are you going to be buying it on day one? What did you think of the original, and are you a fan of the Tomb Raider games at all? Let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.